Pranam. In this video, we are going to learn something about depreciation. It will just be introduction to depreciation. The rest we will be learning in the class. So, as you can see over here, the first thing that we are going to learn is what is depreciation. Now, generally, we all know that the reduction in the value of the asset every year is known as depreciation. However, we have Companies Act 2013, which says like this. It says that as per Schedule 2 of the Companies Act 2013, depreciation is the systematic allocation of the depreciable amount of an asset over its useful life. So there are some words. It says that you are going to allocate some amount, which they call it depreciable amount, to the asset over its useful life. The depreciable amount of an asset is what? It's the cost of an asset or other amount substituted for the cost. We'll understand these three terms. That is the depreciable amount separately. Then what do you mean by the useful life separately, and the depreciation also separately. So over here, the useful life of an asset is a period over which an asset is expected to be available for use by any entity, or the number of production or similar units expected to be obtained from the asset by the entity. So over here, the Companies Act defines period in two ways. Either it is in number of years, or it depends upon the production that the asset is going to give it throughout its expected life. So over here, it says that for this schedule, the term depreciation includes amortization. As we had discussed in the class, the reduction in the value of tangible assets is depreciation, that of intangible assets is amortization, and that of natural resources like say mines is depletion. Okay. So over here, this is also useful for amortization. Now it said that why do assets depreciate? So there are 5 reasons mentioned over there. Reason number 1 is the wear and tear due to use of business. As we all know, as you are going to use anything, there will be normal wear and tear, which will reduce its value. Influx of time. So even if you are not using the asset, as PT pack still the value will go down. Obsolescence due to technological other changes. It can happen that an asset is perfectly in good working condition. However, due to a new technology, there has been a new asset which might be more efficient, leading to say reduction in cost, or being more efficient in production, which will lead to the reduction in the value of the older type of assets. And decrease in market value because of all these 3, and depletion, as I told you, this is mainly because of mines and other natural resources. So these are the 5 reasons for which the value of the asset goes down, and we have to charge depreciation. Now, what is the objective of charging depreciation? The first is to know the correct income measurement. Now, we had learned that there is a concept of matching concept in accounting, where you are going to record the expense for all those, all those expenses for which you have booked the revenue this year. So I have booked the revenue by sales of goods. The goods are made by using the asset. So I have to also take into account the expense of the asset, which is the capital cost. So the depreciation is like the expense of the asset for which you are booking the income that you have derived from the asset. So it is required for correct income measurement to know the true financial position, that because I cannot have the asset at 100 rupees when we all know that the value of the asset has gone down. So it's to know the true financial position. So and it say that when you charge depreciation, there is no money that you're paying to somebody. It's just a book entry. So there is no cash outflow. That means you are actually creating a reserve out of which you might be able to buy certain asset for the replacement of the current asset. And it's also used for the assessment of true cost of production. That means it says that you also have to recover the capital cost of the asset, when you are charging charging the customers. Now, how much this is possible in real life is a different story, but then that's what the objective academically means. Now, factors for measurement would be, first is the cost of the asset. So as we all know, accounting always believes in historical cost. मतलब वो cost जो आपने भरा है, जिसके लिए अपने पास we have a bill or an invoice. So and that depends upon what it is, due to the reliability concept of accounting. The cost of PP&E, plant, property, and equipment. The first thing is that the purchase price that you have paid to the vendor, including all the non-refundable duties and taxes that you have paid. So if suppose for some industry, say your GST is not recoverable in certain assets, then that GST which is not recoverable to me, jiska input credit nahi milne wala hai, would be added to the cost of the asset. However, whatever discounts, rebates that we have got should be reduced from the cost of the asset. And then you are also going to add up any cost directly attributable to bring the asset to the location and condition necessary for it to be capable of operating in a manner intended by the enterprise. मतलब जो भी खर्चा किया, हमारी ट्रांसपोर्ट बनाना, डिमका आजू बाजू बनाया, उसको भी प्रिंट से उठाया, whatever cost that you have incurred so as to make the asset operational as you want it to be is also a part of the cost. And then initial estimation cost of dismantling, removing the item and restoring the site on which an asset is developed. जो भी खर्चा हुआ for the site को बनाने के लिए, where you are going to where you are going to put up the asset, it's also part of the cost of the asset. So assume we are going to use these examples. Assume the cost of my asset is 20 lakhs. Scrap value क्या है, मतलब after the useful life जब उसको भंगार में बेचेंगे तो कितना पैसा आएगा. It's very difficult practically to know कितना आएगा. Negligible लगता है तो उसको छोड़ दो. यहाँ पे assume कर रहे हैं कि जब हम when we are going to sell the asset हमको 2 लाख रुपया मिलेगा. So my scrap value is rupees 2 lakhs. ये minus, don't see minus. It's just because I am saying that it's my scrap value. तो मैं minus दिया. Actually ये positive 2 लाख रुपया ही है. मतलब पैसा आएगा ही when you are going to sell the asset in scrap. So what is my depreciable amount? It is 20 lakhs minus 2 lakhs is 18 lakhs. मतलब 18 lakh rupees का जो amount है, that I have to allocate to the asset over a period of time. और मुझे वो cost recover करना है every year from my income. So this is 18 lakh rupees. That is the depreciable amount. So the three words used in the definition, cost of the asset is defined over here. जो 20 lakh है. Scrap value is 2 lakh rupees, and the depreciable amount means what? It is the cost minus the scrap. Then one more word is there, uses what? Useful life. So useful life is either A, that is the period over which the asset is expected to be used by the enterprise, or the number of production or similar units to be obtained from the use of an asset by the enterprise. मतलब either हम ये पकड़ते हैं कि भाई कितने साल asset चलेगा, वो लिख दो, तो यहाँ पे assume किया 5 साल, the asset will be live, or we can use it for 5 years. Or you can say that no, we are going to say that the depreciation charge will depend on how many units going to make. मतलब it can be said that कि एक machine सिर्फ 10 लाख यूनिट बना पाएगा, उसके बाद वो मर जाएगा. So that is the case, then we'll say 10 lakh units will be kept over here. But for simplicity's sake, I have taken over here 5 years. Now, methods of depreciation, there are two acts that that will govern the accounting as far as we go in India. One is the Companies Act, another is the Income Tax Act. Companies Act says that the depreciation methods are 3: straight line method, written down value method, and unit of production method. Whereas the Income Tax Act allows, the rates are specified by the act. Over here, they say either you will use written down value method or straight line value method. Right now, we are going to understand the A part, that is the Companies Act wala part. How do they charge? So I take this example: straight line method. You call it the fixed installment method also. What is over here? You say equal amount is written off every year over the life of the asset, so that at the end of the life of the value, the value of the asset becomes 0. Okay? The assumption is that assets generate equal utility every year. Or यहाँ पे लिखा है pro rata depending on the return. So suppose if I have purchased the asset on the 1st or the 7th month, so I have to just charge half of the year's depreciation. मतलब मैं because मैंने उसको use नहीं किया है, so even though I'm going to charge same depreciation every time, but it will be half, because I have used the year only for half year. So what is the formula for depreciation? You will this cost of the asset minus scrap value, मतलब depreciable value, upon the useful life. मतलब अपने में क्या था, 20 lakhs minus 2 lakhs, 18 lakhs upon 5 years. That's what I have done over here. It is 18 lakhs upon 5 years, you get 3 lakhs 60. So the depreciation that has to be charged every year is 360. Now I want to know what is the rate of depreciation. The formula is, it is very simple. It is the straight line depreciation, 3,60,000 upon the cost of the asset. So my cost is rupees 20 lakhs. So I'm going to charge 18% every year, or the value would be 360 every year. So how will it look like? If I see this, the straight line value method, it is year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ये 5 साल का life है. मेरा asset का value था 2 लाख रुपया. This will go in your balance sheet, asset side, asset value. Then in the first year I have depreciation 360. हर साल देखो we are charging 360. So ये जो 360 दिख रहा है यहाँ पे every year, this is a P&L item. You will say it is debited to the profit and loss account. Okay? P&L account में debit side पे आएगा to debit. So this is 360 I am charging every year. Then I say what? Okay, my cumulative depreciation. So first year में is 360, next year में कैसे हो जाएगा? It will be this way. Last year का 360 plus this year 360. So you're going to charge cumulative depreciation every year. It becomes 18 lakhs. So this, the part that the amount that you see in the cumulative depreciation part is a part of the balance sheet. No, we had that gross block schedule. Sorry, the PP ka schedule. वहाँ पे you had the description of the asset, then we had the gross block, then the depreciation, and then we had the net block. So this amount that you see over here, cumulative depreciation, is a part of the balance sheet. जबकि जो ये part है depreciation 360 every year is a part of your P&L account. ये एक साल का depreciation है और ये cumulative depreciation है. So now you can see that at the end I am charging 18 lakh rupees. बचा कितना मेरे पास? Is 2 lakhs. Why 2 lakhs? 20 लाख का मेरा asset value था. मैंने इतना depreciation charge लिया 18 लाख का, तो मेरे पास 2 लाख रुपया बचा. So it is what? It's equal to my, what to say, scrap value जो मुझे मिलने वाला है. So I have recovered 18 lakhs by value of depreciation, and 2 lakhs will be recorded by way of scrap value. This is something known as the straight line method. On similar lines, we can have the written down value method, or the other name is reducing or diminishing value method. जहाँ पे the value just keeps on reducing every, you are going to charge depreciation on the reduced value every year. यहाँ पे क्या था? You are going to charge 360 every year, no matter what is the value of the asset. So यहाँ पे value of the asset क्या होता है? पहले 2 लाख था, फिर कितना हो गया? In the next year it is, if you see the first thing over here, it becomes 2 lakhs minus 3,60,000. So every year, this is my value of the asset. 2 लाख में से 360 गया, 164 बचा, 164 में 360 गया, मेरा बचा 128 asset value. So every year this is my value of the asset that I'm getting over here. This is the value, this is the net block, what we call it. There is the asset value minus the depreciation charged. So in WDV method में क्या होगा? That under this method you will be charging a fixed percentage of diminishing value. यहाँ पे हम क्या चार्ज करते हैं? Fixed amount. यहाँ पे हम क्या चार्ज करेंगे? Fixed percentage. What is the formula to arrive at कितना depreciation charge करना पड़ेगा आपने को? So the formula is given by, depreciation rate is given by 1 minus the nth root of scrap value upon the cost of acquisition. So क्या करूँगा मैं? 1 minus, okay, the whole nth root वाला part है वो पूरा एक is one bracket. So 1 minus the nth root. We'll do this way, 1 minus nth root. So this is the nth root के लिए. So I am doing net scrap value. यहाँ पे है मेरा, it's 2 lakhs. That is this 2 lakhs upon 20 lakhs. The whole raised to 1 by 5 years. So this is my nth value that I'm doing over here. The formula is 1 minus nth root of scrap value. So you write 1 minus nth root, that is 5th root of, in this case, what is the scrap value? 2 lakhs upon the 20 lakh rupees. So you will get 37%. That means every year we are going to charge 37% of the value of the asset as depreciation. So let us come back. How does it look like? Again, my asset value is 20 lakhs. Now over here, I'm going to charge how much? I'm going to charge 37%. So 20 lakh का 37% comes to 7,38,085. ये कहाँ जाएगा? This will go in the profit and loss account. और ये का cumulative depreciation है, will go to the balance sheet. Next year, what is my value of the asset? I'll say it is 2 lakhs minus depreciation. So I get 12 lakhs 61,000. Again, I'll do what? Again, on this I'll charge 37%. So from the asset value, when I reduce depreciation, I get the written down. I'll be getting written down value over here. So ये जो घटते जा रहा है ये क्या है? This is my written down value of asset. Now what is my cumulative depreciation? It is last year's depreciation plus this year's depreciation. So ये मेरा 12 lakhs कहाँ पे जाएगा? This will go in the balance sheet. So remember, in the second year, in my profit and loss account, the debit, that is to depreciation, would be 4,65,700. जबकि in my schedule of PP&D, मेरा depreciation कितना होगा टोटल मिला के? 12 लाख, 12 lakhs 3,786. And what will be my written down value in the balance sheet of the asset? It will be this. Okay. So at the end, if you keep on charging 37% every year on the written down value, मतलब diminished value, so you get what? You get the depreciation. So when I see over here again, 20 lakhs मेरा asset value था, 18 लाख का मैं depreciation charge करूँगा 5 साल के अंदर, 2 लाख बचेगा. Same thing come over here, that we as business have recovered 18 lakh rupees by charging depreciation on the asset, और 2 लाख रुपया मिलेगा by selling the asset in scrap. This was the second method. Now we come to the third method, which is known as the production unit of production method. So over here, the depreciation for a period is charged for what? Depreciable amount into production during the period upon the estimated total production. Simple है ये. So suppose यहाँ पे हम assume करते हैं that my production pattern for the year 1, 2, 3 is 15,000 per unit. For the year 4 and 5 is rupees 10,000, is 10,000 per unit. Total production कितना बढ़ता है अपना? It's 15,000 into 3, 3 साल है, 40,000 वो हो जाएगा. Plus we get over here 10 plus 10, that is 20,000. 40,000 plus 20, plus what to say 60,000, 20,000 is 65,000 this way. 15,000 रुपया 3 साल का plus 10,000 रुपया 2 साल का. So what is my total production? It is 65,000 units. That means मुझे 18 लाख रुपया है वो मुझे I have to allocate over 65,000 units. In the first year, how much I will be charging? The first, second, and third year I will be charging this way depreciation. Formula क्या है यहाँ पे? Formula is depreciable amount. So C34 क्या है इसमें? 18 लाख रुपीस जो हम बोल रहे हैं वो है depreciable amount है. Into production cost कितना है यहाँ पे? Production कितना बनाया हमने यहाँ पे? 15,000 यूनिट बनाया, तो 15,000 divided by total production that we are going to do is 65,000 units. So ये बहुत simple है. 18 लाख रुपीस में we can do like this. 18 लाख रुपीस मुझे चार्ज करना है for 65,000 units. So when I make 10,000 units, 50,000 units over here in the year 1, 2 and 3, कितना depreciation होगा? तो हम करेंगे ऐसा cross multiplication. Simple. Is this clear? Cross multiply किया और कुछ ज्यादा, it's not that difficult. Okay. So 18 लाख चार्ज करना है 60,000 units के लिए. पहले 3 साल में कितना बना रहे हैं? 15,000 यूनिट बना रहे हैं. So what is the depreciation for first 3 years? It is, this is what to say 4,03,385. और for the next जो हमने की है वहां पे क्या करेंगे हम? We'll say it is 10,000 बना रहे हैं. It will be 2,76,293. That's over here. So basically this is cross multiplication. इसलिए यहाँ पे even the formula is been given. So when we come down back to the table, 20 लाख का asset value in the first year. How much I'm going to charge in the first, second, third years? वो हमने देखा यहाँ पे. You are going to charge 4,15,385 because you are making 15,000 units for first, second, and third year. In the fourth and fifth year, it goes down because you are making only 10,000 units. So this is what is charging over here. So in the first year, P&L में कितना जाएगा? 2, depreciation में कितना जाएगा? In the P&L account, 4,50,385. In the next year again, it will be 4,15,385. जबकि balance sheet में कितना amount आएगा second year में? 837,69 because it's a cumulative general go to the balance sheet. And what is the WDV in this case? Value of the asset कम होते जा रहा है. 20 lakh minus the depreciation, you get this. This is my net block. Then again, the opening balance of the asset minus the depreciation over here, I'll get the net block. So this is my net block, where my means what? Gross block minus depreciation to get the net block, which we had studied in the class. So this is my asset value every year. At the end, वापस यहाँ पे भी क्या हो रहा है? I'm able to, my cumulative income comes to 18 lakhs. मतलब मैंने 18 लाख रुपया recover कर लिया as depreciation, and 2 lakhs I'm going to recover as what? As a scrap value. So this is all about depreciation. Please understand, this is a very important concept for you, say academically also, as well as when you're doing business, because it will tell you what you are going to recover in form of cost from the goods that you are selling. Thank you so much.